You know my life has officially turned into an anime, right? I'm an anime character, bro. Look at this. Shout out to the homie for making this for me. I know you guys can't see it all the way. I just had to show you I have my own canvas. But look, I'm going to put the picture up on the screen right now. The homie Fabiano from Make of Me, he made me an anime character. I told him I wanted a sword. He made me a sword that has dark, cursed, infused energy. Guess what, bro? Luffy from One Piece can get chopped up one piece at a time, cuz. Nah, for real though, I want all of you guys to go ahead and follow Fabiano from Make of Me. Here's his Instagram. As you can see, not only does he make anime drawings, but he makes any type of custom art piece that you want. You see somebody has a Harry Potter one. Somebody looks like Ash from Pokemon. He just does different custom art pieces. All you have to do is follow him on Instagram. Of course, you have to pay the fee, but go to his Instagram. You could DM him. You can go to his website, and you get to ask him to make any type of custom animated piece that you want. So yeah, once again, shout out to my boy Fabiano. I appreciate it so much. I already have the canvas in my room. I just have to figure out what wall to put it on. But thank you, bro. I appreciate you, man. But let's hop into the video. What's good? Dark Knight gang in this thing. Gang, gang. Today I'm about to do a video from Andycore. This one right here is titled The Life Story of Saitama. Y'all requested it. Don't trip, you know I got y'all. Saitama, y'all know, that's One Punch Man. I haven't seen One Punch Man. I think I've seen like 2 or 3 episodes, but I never watched the whole thing. A lot of people say One Punch Man is an anime GOAT. I didn't even know that, bro. Anyway, let's hop into this video. We're going to see the backstory about Saitama. Maybe I'll watch One Punch Man one day, maybe not. Right now, I'm finishing Jujutsu Kaisen. I'm on episode 21. Well, I just watched episode 21. I was watching it on HBO Max. HBO Max, they only have the first 21 episodes, bro. So I can't even watch the last 3. Like, I'm low-key mad, nigga. But anyway, I'm ready to hop into this video, man. Let's go. She ain't gonna die. He gonna save her. I knew it. But she was tripping.
The inspiring life story of Saitama, the man called One Punch Man.
Doesn't this sound like Vinny too?
The concept of heroes has always been there, and we've always been surrounded by it. Heroes like Superman and Batman have always been a part of our childhood. But if we're talking about anime, then there are not so many mainstream heroes now, are there? There are characters like Luffy, Naruto, and Goku, but these characters can't be labelled as just heroes. They've got their own specific titles. Be that as it may, almost 6 years ago, back in 2015, this finally changed, as the anime medium introduced a hero with the anime called One Punch Man. The name of this hero? Saitama. And as time passed by, he went on to compete with Superman and Batman in terms of popularity. What? It isn't a stretch to say that our hero Saitama is also the gateway for many people who eventually get into anime. His powers don't involve superficial things.
For real? So One Punch Man is the gateway for non-anime watchers to watch anime? I didn't even know that, bro. I might have to check it out then.
Like lasers or tools. It's just a lot simpler than that. Yeah. With strength that's enough to send waves across the globe, legs that can make the trip all the way from the moon back to the earth in a split second, and speed that's practically imperceivable, he is, in every sense of the word, invincible. And as they say, behind every great man, there's an equally great story. From the moment he vowed to become a hero, till the day he became strong enough to defeat most and every kind of enemy opponent with a single punch, and everything that happened in between. Let's talk about it all.
I might just watch it. Why not? You feel me? Why not? But alright, let's see. Because the first few episodes I watched, they all were pretty dope, bro. I'm gonna keep it a stat. I just stopped watching it.
Not many people know about this, but there's an extra chapter in Volume 1 of the One Punch Man manga. The chapter that goes by the name 200 Yen. It's the 8.5th chapter. Back when he was a child, Saitama used to watch superhero shows and he always dreamt of becoming a hero. On the second day of middle school, when he was just 12 years old, he's in his class reading a manual while the other students talk about how 2 seniors ridiculed a first-year student who was just trying to protect some students from getting bullied by them. What's interesting about this first-year student was that he called himself the bicycle commuter. He tried his best to stand up against the bullies because he was on the side of justice. What do you think? Was this boy the hero that will soon be known as the legendary Moomin Rider? Share your thoughts in the comment section below. 命乞い。それでもやるしかないんだ。勝てる勝てないじゃなく、ここで俺はお前に立ち向かわなくちゃいけないんだ。Now, while this topic was going on in his class, Saitama wasn't particularly interested in that conversation. He was just passing time by reading whatever he was reading. Later, when he's home, he's lying around on his bed while the TV mentions how the number of monsters have been surging for the past few years, and how we need a system to ensure the safety of the citizens.
That would be so fire.
Saitama was in thought. Be that as it may, he was also so just lying around and ignoring all the homework.
Just for a second, tell me that wouldn't be dope. If people had superpowers and you could be a superhero. Ooh, tell me that wouldn't be dope. Would you be a hero or a villain? Let me know down in the comments. I'll be a vigilante. I'll do whatever the fuck I want. Alright, let's watch the video. Alright.
The next day, the homeroom teacher lectures him on how important it is to do your homework. He was listening, but he didn't quite understand why the teacher was so assertive about it. He ended up talking back, which got him into a little bit of trouble. The teacher told him to meet him after school, which obviously he didn't like. Saitama had a very serious look on his face as he returned to his seat. Later, school ends and he's on his way to meet the teacher, but those two bullies stop him and ask for money. He tells them he doesn't have any and braces himself to fight. He acted like the man he was.
Okay.
Though for the 12-year-old Saitama, these bullies were too much. They beat him up and they take the 200 yen that he had in his pocket. For context, 200 yen amounts to roughly a couple of dollars. That's why the bullies ridiculed him even more because of the good-for-nothing that he was. But then, as he's getting mocked, a monster enters the chat. He bumps into Saitama like a bull. The two bullies are terrified, but the monster just takes the money and leaves. Now this didn't sit right with Saitama at all. He was tired of being weak. All those dreams he had of being a hero, were they all just delusions? Was he fated to be weak for the rest of his life? Something inside of Saitama triggers. He runs after the monster,
damn, bro, I'm trying to read it.
Trying to get his 200 yen back. It wasn't that he didn't want to lose his 200 yen. It wasn't that. It was more like he didn't want to just sit by as someone or something took his money. He didn't want to be weak. He chased the monster for a while, but at one point the monster just turned and bumped right into him. Saitama was out for an hour. When he woke up, the monster was already dealt with. In the end, he never got his 200 yen back, and the teacher lectured him once again, more so than before. And then, as he's on his way back home, Saitama's mind is full of thoughts. His monologue clearly represented the current state of his existence. He says that he might not be fit to live in this society. He doesn't have the faintest idea of how to live in this world. All he ever does is lose. Will he ever be able to live his life properly when he's this weak?
Bro, this is why I fuck with anime, bro.
The 12-year-old Saitama. Fast forward 10 years later, we see a bit of...
Listen, this is why I mess with anime, because anime be having some real life shit. That's real life. So many people... You might have a horrible childhood to where you just a loser. You can't win at nothing. Just like Saitama. The homie tired of getting beat up. He just, I'm so weak. And he eventually became a hero because he worked for that shit.
Saitama so became a hero for the first time.
I love
flashback is shown in the very first episode. Saitama is a 22-year-old unemployed man. He's hunting for a job, but with no luck.
Oh, he still
All
was
he's
a loser
doing is working
22.
part-time at a convenience store. But then one day, after coming back from another failed interview, he encounters a monster called Crablante. However, when the crab sees the look in Saitama's eyes, he decides to spare him. Maybe it's because the crab somehow related to Saitama's lifeless eyes. So he spares him and goes back to find the boy with a cleft like a chin. Saitama doesn't think much of it, but he does see the child before the crab, and a few moments later, the crab's also there.
And
now, as the man who once sought out to be a hero, as the person who was sick of being so weak all the time, Saitama's faced with a number of dilemmas. The situation isn't as grave as it seems to be, actually. In fact, the reason the crab wants the kid dead is because he drew something on him with a permanent marker. But that didn't change the fact that he legit wanted to kill the boy. As this plays out, something inside of Saitama triggers once again, just like it did 10 years ago. Only this time, he actually finds a way.
Okay.
He literally pulls out the crab's eyeball with just his tie and renders the crab useless. That day, the boy Saitama saved was the grandson of a wealthy man, and hearing the story makes the man decide to create the Hero Association. But neither the world nor the other heroes, not even Saitama himself, knows that it was him who became the foundation of the world's strongest association. However, starting that day, Saitama decided he's not just suited for a normal life. He swore to become strong, and as we saw in the 3rd episode of the first season, every day he did 100 push-ups, 100 sit-ups, 100 squats, and a 10-kilometer run.
See, but this is what I'm trying to explain to y'all. It's about what you do every single day. That's why anime, I'm telling you, has real life lessons. Listen. First off, he did something good, right? He didn't know the consequences of his action. He didn't know that was going to make the father of that boy start the heroes union and whatever. He didn't know. He just did what he felt was right in his heart. And you see the consequences of his actions. Now look, he's talking about how every day, 100 push-ups, 100 sit-ups, 100 squats, and he ran every single day. Obviously, those numbers are just generic numbers, just trying to let people know every single day he was dedicated and disciplined. See, but this stuff goes over people's heads. This is why I love anime, because anime has real life shit. But people just watch it just for entertainment and you not paying attention. But it's the discipline, bro. He didn't turn on the air conditioner,
and in winter, he didn't turn on the
heat. Look at that.
He survived on bananas. He made himself uncomfortable, and gradually, he started to feel some change.
That's
mentioned in the manga. On the 300th day of his training, he'd already become aware of the fact that he'd become strong. Then, there was a strong monster who was looking for a strong opponent. Saitama was in the middle of his run, and yet, for the very first time in forever, Saitama destroyed a monster with a single punch. By this point, Saitama was already superhuman. After 1.5 years of his training, he'd become bold. But let's not forget that he'd become strong too. Obviously, fans have wondered how he became so strong with just a standard level training manual. It's been explained that through the training and his will, Saitama was able to completely remove the limiter that exists in humans. Unlike other people who become stronger and stronger, by expanding their limiter, he completely removed it and became strength itself. It's such a shame that he's yet to receive the proper amount of respect in the actual story, but as far as us fans are concerned, Saitama's the world's strongest hero.
Yeah, that shit's fire! Bro, you want to become a strong hero, you want to become a strong villain, it doesn't matter. It's dedication and discipline.
That was Saitama's.
Hey, this video was fire. Not only is this anime fire with the animation and the fight scenes and the comedy, but I'm telling you, if you look at it the way I just explained it, ooh, it has a deeper meaning, bro. Listen, I'm in the clouds. Leave me alone. Shout out to the gang. I'm going to see y'all next time. Peace.